Hello Inklings and Octolings out there, Octocam here, and today I am gonna do a Sonic the Hedgehog tier list. The definitive Sonic the Hedgehog tier list, in my opinion, which Sonic games are the best and the worst. So, and I'll explain the reasons why I put it in that rank and something like that. So, the first game we're going to talk about is Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis, and this goes on to the A rank. The reason why I like Sonic the Hedgehog, in my opinion, the first game for the Genesis or Mega Drive, is that it's the first game, and I don't really think that game's hard or tedious. I think the special stages are fair, and the bosses are kind of fun, except for the Labyrinth and Eggman boss fight, which is really annoying. Um, but that's one thing I have problems with. The special stages are fun to beat, and also that's it really. Anyways, just moving on. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is gonna get a a B. Sonic the Hedgehog. The reason why Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I feel like it's it's bad to me. It's just that no, it's be because half the levels are okay, and half the levels, and then like the levels up to like Mystic Cave, I'd say are really good. Oil Ocean, Metropolis Zone, Wing Fortress, and Death Egg. I feel like those ones are really unfair. Really hard. But then again, that's you're nearing the climax of the game. But anyways, now next we have Sonic CD. The reason why this is um um well after Sonic One, usually we're like I prefer it over Sonic One, and it's on the A rank. But after Sonic One is because of the because of the let's say like it's the same it's the same thing as like Sonic One. I don't mind the level design. I don't really mind exploring the level design in Sonic CD. The only issue I have is special stages, and but then again, you don't have to do them. You could always do the capsules and shit. The capsules the robot generators run, so you can get the good ending easier. Sonic 3 Knuckles, Sonic 3 Knuckles is on the S is on S it's on the S tier because it literally just takes takes all of this and just makes it like the best thing it can be. I like all the stages in the game, including the special stages. The reason why I'm not bringing the music up as often is um because all Sonic game music is really good, at least on this tier list. Anyway, Sonic 3 Knuckles um has the best story in the classic trilogy. Takes place on one island and stuff like that. Simple, but it's effective. Anyway, Sonic 3D Blast, I would say, is F tier. It's just F tier because um because it's an F tier because I don't like the controls at all. However, the special stages are fine though, but really not really that good. Um, I haven't tried the silent version. I only played the Genesis version, so yeah. Moving on. To be honest, I don't really have opinions on these two Sonic games. On these four Sonic, there's three Sonic games. Actually, look, these four right here: Sonic One, Sonic Two, Sonic Three, and Sonic One, Sonic Two, Sonic Chaos, and Sonic Labyrinth. So I'm not gonna put them on the list because I haven't played them all. Sonic Triple Trouble, I've only played on the on played the remake, but however I did play the original, and like up to I think the one the oh got to Robotic Winter, and and from what I played, I think it was the right experience. So that's a C tier. So yeah, I don't if we're including fan games, then this would be right just I'll say right just behind like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or like in between Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic CD in my opinion. But we're not talking about fan games, we're not bringing fan games into the mix. So um um for C tier, so it's a C tier. Anyways, Sonic Blast, a bad game. I don't really like it at all. It looks terrible. Um, the sprites look weird and stuff like that. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that game. Knuckles Chaotix, right? Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it on D tier. The reason why it's on D tier because I find the game in terms of like music, in terms of like like the characters you play as is really good, like Knuckles, Mighty, Vector the Crocodile, SBO, and Charmy. But the only problem is that some level designs are good. No, some levels are kind of meh or mediocre. Um, I forgot most of them, but I know some are mediocre. However, I do like the special stages though. They're pretty fun. But that's the reason why it's on D tier. So it's a pretty average game, I'd say, in my opinion. Anyways, next. However, I'm gonna put Sonic R on the F tier. The only because the reason why it's on the F tier is because I don't like the controls of the game, and as soon as I played Sonic R with Sonic R's controls, mm, not good. That's why I put an F tier. Sonic um Sonic Pocket Adventure is on actually on the it's actually on the same level. No, it's on the C tier, but above Sonic Treasure Travel. The reason is that I kind of find Sonic um um Pocket Adventure pretty fun. Not gonna lie. The only reason why it's on the C tier is because of the levels they were using. This Sonic game is one of the first to reuse levels. Hence why it's on the C tier. But besides that, they used to half pipe. I don't really think that was bad. When I first played this game, I think I played on the 3DS via homebrew. But anyways, moving on. Now we've got Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure. S tier for me, because it just feels it feels like Sonic 3 Knuckles, Sonic 3 Knuckles, um, but in 3D, or like or like the gameplay of the classic games, but in 3D, and with the humming effect and stuff like that. The only character I I actually have a problem with is with Big the Cat. That is it. Besides that, I kind of find the game pretty fun. Or pretty fun. How the animations are kind of memorable and lovable too. Sonic Adventure 2, however, I would say, um, I know it's hard to tell, but these two games, Adventure 1 and Adventure 2, are on the same level as each other. I because the stuff I like in Adventure 2, cause stuff I like in Adventure 2, the stuff I don't like in Adventure 2, I like in Adventure, and stuff I like in Adventure, stuff I like in Adventure, I like in Adventure 2. Like for example, I don't like the treasure hunting stages in terms of the how it works, how the system works because it only goes one at a time. Well, this one you can do. With this game, you can track. Sorry, this game you can track any emerald hunting stages, um, any emerald at a time. But besides that, these two games are really good. I would say these two games, I'd say, don't really need mods to make it better. In fact, the DX versions, I don't really care, as long as the game runs good and at least the game doesn't give me a seizure. Sonic Colors Ultimate. Um, yeah. Anyways, these two games are here. Um, Also, the S tier is the ranking where you don't really need mods to make the game good. I'd say if you add mods to the game, it probably would hinder the experience. But anyways, moving on. Now we get to talk about Sonic Advance. I'll say a, a C, in my opinion, because the idea like I could put in the middle of Sonic Triple Trouble and Pocket Adventure, like Pocket Adventure. Um, it's a really good game where you can play as many different characters like Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and stuff like that. Right? Yeah. I mean, the stages are original. The only thing that's unoriginal is like the music. But besides that, I kind of find the game really fun. I've only got up to the ice level, um the ice level in the game, and I think I played this on the 3DS. Um, the only thing I don't like about this game, it's just the special stages. The special stages themselves, really, it all has to do with draw distance, and that's it. If it wasn't for like the draw distance of special stages, then yeah, then I'll put it higher. But anyways, let's move on. Next Sonic game we're going to talk about is Sonic Advance 2. Sonic Advance 2, I will give it the same as Knuckles Chaotix. It has a new character called Cream the Rabbit. The game is broken. The only problem I have with the game is like how I have with Knuckles Chaotix. Um, the level design, I'd say, is pretty bad. I'd say. No, it's fun for like until you reach until after no until it's fun until you reach is it Sky Canyon? Like after Music Plant, Sky Canyon just dips because the bottom is pit, something like that, and it's really unnecessary hard. But before that, I kind of find but before that um the rest of the levels are pretty fun. Besides the levels after Music Plant. But anyways, moving on. And next, um, Sonic Advance 3. Sonic Advance 3 is going to have a. It's going to be actually it's going to be under below behind Sonic 1. The reasons are is that I like the character combinations in this game. The way you can customize your character, customize your the character, the character combination like Sonic and Amy, Tails and Knuckles, or Cream and Sonic, for example. Yeah, that's why I like the game. The levels I kind of find really good. Like Route 99, that's the most memorable stage, I'd say, in my opinion. Um. Also, what's that level called in Sonic Advance 3? Sunset Hill, I'd say. But I know it was a Green Hill stage, but it's the most original looking Green Hill stage. That's why I put it. That's why it avoids like some. That's why it's higher than Sonic Pocket Adventure, because it's original enough to have. Yeah, it's more original enough to. Sunset Hill is more original enough um, to be original, besides the music. But yeah, Sonic Heroes. Whoops. Sonic Heroes it's going to get a D. No, it's actually I'll give it a C plus. Although the game is pretty fun actually, and the levels are pretty much more memorable. In fact, despite using one type of robot, um, the bandits from this game are pretty much fun actually. Like you have like the egg pawns and stuff like that, egg pawn version ones and stuff like that. This game has the most playable characters. I think there's like 12 characters you can play as. Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team 8, Team Rose, and Team Chaotix. The reason why it's in C rank and why it's not like joining the adventure games is that I feel like the game's way too slippery. But I know you can use it to your advantage, but still, I'd rather play games like these two than that one. And also, it gets repetitive, unfortunately. But the game's not bad at all. At least it's not Sonic Blast. So yeah. Shadow the Hedgehog, however, I would say it's a D game for because I feel like it's not because it's like edgy and stuff like that. It's not because I don't really care if the game is edgy or not. The reason why Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog's here is because of it's just so boring. It's so boring. Like compared to like something like Sonic CD, I'd rather play CD than Shadow the Hedgehog in my opinion. But yeah, like the only redeeming element is like the music. But then again, I can't mention music because most Sonic music is really good, even the mech ones. Um, like Shadow the Hedgehog, like has memorable stages like Sky Troops, Westopolis. That's two stages. Sky Troops, Westopolis. Um, Olava Shelter, and many more. But that's it. That's what I'm gonna say about Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. Next, Sonic 06. Next we have Sonic Rush. Sonic Rush, I would say it's a B rank. The reason is that it's the first introduction to the boost formula, but in 2D. The first 2D boost formula type of game, like proper 2D boost formula type of game. Um, the game, I'll say the game's pretty fun. It's I would say in my opinion, it's fun to play as Sonic, Blaze and Sonic because of the of what she has, like the air ability, you can maneuver in air and something like that. Um, so yeah, the only issue I have with the game is more to do with the level design. I'd say that's why it's not Sonic 2. Like Leaf Storm is pretty good, but with Leaf Storm, Water Palace, and Leaf Storm Water Palace, I'd say that's pretty fun. But but levels like not Final Rush, that's like Adventure 2, but the final stage in Rush, I forgot what it's called. Um, I would say I don't like that stage at all. But besides that, this game, I mean, you want to play Beast Like 1 and F2 is pretty fun. Also, they cut the special stages in this game down on a notch. Like it's really the best special. They have Sonic Rush has the best like special stages. Like the Sonic 2 special stages are meant to be used with a touchscreen rather than a controller because you have more because it's more responsive and you can run much more faster, and also it's 3D as well. So yeah. Anyways, the next game is Sonic 06. You probably think I'm gonna put it on the just shit tier, right? No, no, no. I'm actually gonna put it above Knuckles Chaotix actually. Um, before Knuckles goes on the highest on the D tier list actually. The reason why it's on the D tier is because of the level. It's because of how Sonic feels in the game. Like, um, the game itself basically. Um, the things I don't like about this about Sonic. Okay, I'm gonna say the good things first because that's easier. First of all, the level design is good. At least I can say that for sure. I feel like in this game the level design peaks. But the only issue with the level design is that the physics don't really fit the level design in my opinion. Like, I feel like Sonic's way too stiff, and unlike and if you play like Sonic a game like Sonic Adventure One, Adventure Two, that you can like spin jump, like when you like spin, no, not spin jump, when you spin that, when you like do a spin dash, you can use that momentum from the spin dash to like jump and carry your momentum forward. You can't do you can't do this in this game. When you spin dash, it's like locked to the ground, and it's like you can't really thingy, and it's really useless. I'd say the spin dash in this game is the most useless spin dash. It's the most useless spin dash in the Sonic games actually. But but in terms of like a game, it's pretty fun. Also, if I added if I added Sonic PO6 into the mix, then Sonic PO then it'd be a different story. Actually, I actually would put it above Sonic Adventure One. Actually, like despite the story and kind of stuff, being terrible, but, I'm more of a kind of like if the gameplay is good, then it's really good. Then it's a really good game. But seriously, if Sonic 06 um were if Sonic if when Sonic if I conclude if I conclude fan games, PO6 would actually go literally above Sonic, which would be before Adventure. But it would literally the height of the highest. The only I'll say the only game would that would actually would surpass that is most likely Sonic GT. I'd say. But moving on, we're going to talk about the next Sonic game, and that is Sonic and the Secret of Rings or Secret Rings. This is going to go on the F tier. The reason why it's on the F tier is because okay, actually, not F tier, actually, maybe below the D tier. The reason is because although it's the most memorable Sonic game, actually, some of the level design we've got like Lost something, Lost Colors, something like that. Then you have like, that desert level, and then there's like a level where you can wait. Oh, Dinosaur Jungle, I think, which is pretty fun. The only issue with the game is mainly due is the same reason why Sonic 06 was on here is mainly to do with the controls. You have to use motion controls, which is pretty shit. I'd say, in my opinion, it's pretty shit. I mean, at least with Sonic 06, you have the motion controls weren't. At least with Sonic 06, the motion controls weren't forced. So that's why I'm going on by that. Anyways, let's move on. Okay. Next Sonic game, we're talking about Sonic Rush Adventure. This, out of all the Sonic Rush games, it's getting on the S tier, in my opinion. I don't mind the sailing mechanic, actually. That doesn't really hinder my experience, actually. I don't mind exploring in Sonic games, actually. That's why it's on the S tier. Um, Most levels I kind of find pretty fun. You got, I think, mushroom plant, something like that. Um, something like that. Machine labyrinth. Coral cave, something like that, I believe. Um, the Sky Babylon. The ice level of God was what's it's called, and There's another one. Ice level. Oh yeah. There's like a pirate ship, haunted ship, and then Pirates Bay. Those levels are pretty fun to play. Pretty fun to play with. Um, way better than Rush's ones, in my opinion. Um, I haven't really much to say on Sonic Rivals and Rivals 2, so I'm gonna put these games on the so I'm not gonna really put them on the F tier. The only thing I can say to them is like boring. Oh, run game. Boring. Cause only play like a little bit of the game. It's just boring. I haven't really got reason, it's just boring. So the next two versions of now we're going to game variants now. So Sonic Unleashed for Xbox 360 is definitely gonna get an A plus. It's an A plus because of because I kind of enjoy it more. Um, in fact, I kind of like the Werehog and also the Boost. Because I don't really find the Werehog in the HD version that kind of bad, honestly. But then again, I'm playing on my PC Switch to be fair, and the Boost Modern Sonic game, and the Boost, I'd say the only thing I would change in Unleashed is just that make it feel like more like Generations and stuff like that. And lastly but not least, the tornado stages need to be like more like adventure. I'd say more like Star Fox actually. But anyways, moving on. Sonic Unleashed for the Wii, I'd say B plus. The only reason why it's on B plus is because of the Werehog stages. They're the bad ones. They're the Werehog stages in Unleashed Wii are the boring ones. But at least I can give the game credit. At least the medal collecting is way better than the one in the Xbox 360 version. Because it's more based, and it's because when you collect it, it's more based on, it's more for secrets than for progressing further into the game. But anyways, moving on. Sonic. Oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention the levels are pretty much memorable as well, like Rooftop Run, Shamar, Wimble Isle, also Wimble Isle, Jungle Joyride, Eggman Land. Also the bus is pretty fun actually. Like Egg Dragoon, like that. That's what I've forgotten to mention. Um, anyways, next game is Sonic and the Black Knight. Story wise, I would say it's the best. I would say it gave Sonic's character. Also, gets my character right, but unfortunately, it's only gonna get an A minus to B plus to B minus. The reason why is because of like I don't mind the motion controls, but it's just the fact that it's just the fact that I'll say it gets no. I'll say it's just the fact that what's the word? I mean, it's pretty fun, but it's not. But it's the reason why it's on in between A minus and B A minus and B plus because it's because it's I'd say maybe because I only play Fight emulators, so I'd say it's pretty fun actually. Though I'd say if you playing with motion control is pretty cathartic. But the only thing that the reason it's holding back, I can't even think of a reason. Wait, it's because. Oh wait, it's because of the King Arthur boss. I'd say it's pretty tedious. I'd say, in my opinion. Second fight of the first one. Next, making sure. What's it? Before we do Sonic Colors, Sonic 4 we will give it an F tier. Level design is bad. That's it. I don't way too much automation. That's it. That's the only thing I could say. But the special stages are actually worse than Sonic ones actually. It's on a time limit, and you actually control the stage, which I think which is really worse than the one Sonic one. I prefer Sonic one's way of doing it. Sonic Colors, I believe that's for the DS. I would say it's I would say compare like I would say it's like it's more on the level of Sonic, like it's in between Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic Advance 3. The reason why it's in between those two games is because the levels are actually kind of fun. Although there's like one auto, I think it's only like no two. I think one or two auto scroller sections actually, and I'd say this, but and again, the special stages are literally just like Rush, but a bit more fixated in terms of like you have to collect this amount of orbs. Sorry, in terms of like you have to collect a certain amount of orbs in one lap. When you can do when you beat the quota 3 times, you get a Chaos Emerald. When you do that, you fight the Negative Mother Wisp, and you beat the full game. So you have a Super Sonic boss battle at the end. However, the Wii variant of Sonic Colors is getting a shit tier. It's getting the just shit tier because of Ultimate. Also, I'll say Sonic Colors Ultimate. I would say it's Sonic Colors as a whole. If we bring up remakes, because I know Sonic One Genesis, but that's besides the point. I mean, but again, it's a Christian Whitehead version, and I don't want actually selection on the list actually. It's like Origins, but hey. But yeah, the Christian Whitehead version of Sonic One is pretty good, which actually thingy. The reason why I put Sonic Colors on the just shit tier is because that's what it is. It's just shit. I don't like the level design. It's more like I would say. Okay. I'm gonna say this with boost formula games. They're not really 3D games. I'd say maybe except for Generations, but the games like Colors and Unleashed are they're as much as 3D as Crash Bandicoot. Like think about it. Crash Bandicoot's going through a narrow corridor, just like Sonic Colors and Generate and Unleashed. I'm not saying Sonic. Well, if you say that I don't like the boost formula, then look at Origin Adventure and Sonic Unleashed. So shush. Anyways, that's the only issue. Also back to Colors right here, and this game is more 2D and it's more 2D than 3D, which is annoying. And it's advertised as like a 3D game and stuff like that. Anyways, let's move on from that pile of trash and let's talk about Sonic Generations, both versions. Sonic Generations 3DS, I'm gonna put this on a B plus. On B plus. It had so much potential. But the game but it had actually A minus. It had potential, but the only issue is that it uses console level level from the consoles like Adventure 1 and 2, and Adventure 1 and 2 and it's like well, yeah, but Adventure 2, but it only had one handheld stage, which is Sonic Rush's Water Palace. Also, I actually don't mind the levels in this game. The level is pretty short, but it's pretty fun at the same time. Like, for example, Radical Highway. I don't feel like that stage is pretty wasn't that hard. In fact, there's like you can actually skip some of the levels on actually to make the game even more fun actually. So yeah, the best stage I like to speedrun the most is Tropical Resort Act 2 for Modern Sonic. That one's the best speed run. Not gonna lie, I take shortcuts and something like that. Anyways, next game. Well, also I forgot to mention the special stages are pretty fun actually. It's more like um the some Kira special stages, but much more fixed and much more better. But anyway, let's move on. Sonic Generations is gonna get an A tier, and it's gonna be in between Sonic One. The reason why it's in the A tier is because all the levels are fun except for Planet Wisp and the Time Eater boss. And the Time Eater boss. The only times that this game is also, but I forgot to mention the A tier list is basically if the game had mods, it'd be much more better. I mean, Sonic has a HD live game, so anyways, um, the only time Sonic Generations is only good, no, no, good. Um, the only times the only times Sonic Generations is like reaches like S tier level, like Adventure 1 and Adventure 2, is with mods. Because it's like a mod breaking like classic Sonic in 3D, and you can spin dash in 3D as well. But the vanilla, I'll say the game is pretty fun, but except for Planet Wisp, and that's all I'm gonna say. And also Time Eater Boss. But anyways, let's move on. I'm guessing that's okay. I think we do handheld and console. The handheld version of the Lost World, I would say on certain levels as heroes actually. The reason why or on C tier, because the not every level in Sonic Lost World is not every level in Lost World 3DS is bad. I'd say, for example, we have the I'll name you some good stages from the 3DS version. Besides Windy Hill Act One, Windy Hill Act One, um, Windy Hill Act One, um, also going to specific acts actually. I'd say Tropical Coast is fun. Act One, Tropical Coast is fun. Act Three, I would say, is pretty much fun. Frozen Factory, Act 1 and Act 2 is fun. I forgot what it's called. That forest level, the forest or the jungle something like yeah. Yeah, they have a look actually. Oh, Silent Forest in oh, I lost it. Silent Forest in Silent Forest Act 2 and Act 3 is fun. Also, Act 1 is pretty much fun as well. You can play this mod is pretty much fun. But I'll say, I mean, it's fun with regular Sonic, but it's even more fun with Super Sonic. Also, and finally, the last two, the last, no, the last level, the last really good level, I'd say in Lost World 3DS. Uh, also, most of the extras are really fun actually as well. But besides those, the Lost World for 3DS, Skyward Act 3, is pretty much fun as well. Because the thing is right, yeah, pretty much fun is because the thing is right, yeah, you're using your brain. I don't know motion controls are in the way, but I'd say it's pretty much fun with motion controls in that level, and also level skips as well. And like you can do in that level as well. And also do I think you can also do it with Silent Forest Act 1 as Act 2. Yeah, Act 2. Silent Forest Act 2. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Sonic 4 Episode 2. I'm gonna put it above Sonic. Sonic. Actually, I'm gonna put above Sonic 06 actually. The reason why I like Sonic 4 is because actually no, I'm putting you on above Sonic. Me above rivals. The only issue is just special stages and the level design. That's all. Next game. Oh, I do console anyway. Let me get this game out of the way. This game is actually gonna be below secret rank. No, that's really unfair to the game. Below Heroes, because honestly, I kind of find the level design in the game pretty much boring compared to the handheld version of Lost World. At least with Lost World, the handheld was much more fun, and the actual and also I forgot to mention sorry, I was like, and actually I forgot to mention no, and then and also the the parkour mechanic feel in my opinion feels much more better in the 3D version than on the Wii U or the PC because you get on PC. So the next four Sonic games I'm gonna talk about, the last four Sonic games I'm gonna talk about is Sonic Mania. And this game is gonna get an A plus, a B plus. Actually, not an A B plus. How about an A minus? The reason why it's the game on it has an A minus. It's because the only one thing I do not like about this game is the reuse of old levels. That is it. If I was Sega or Sonic Team, I know it's Christian why I think actually Zuka couldn't do it, but but you know if I think Sonic Mania would have had like level from fan games actually at the time, like for example what levels were there came out before Sonic. Oh, Sonic Mania. Um, like stuff like ROM hacks or something like that. How about we have stuff like from like Mega Mix? How the first level Mega Mix Overture? How before and after the sequel? Like how about we have like something like imagine the first level being like um Sunrise Gate. That would actually be fun. Um, I forgot levels. The levels from Sonic One Next Level for like before Egg Reverie. Imagine that. Um, okay. Also imagine what's that level called? Um, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, did I mention the levels from Mega Mix? Yeah, I did. How about like a beach level or house level for like Mania? Something like that. And still having like Green Hill again. But yeah. The next game we're gonna talk about is Sonic Forces. Um this is gonna be above Sonic Colors actually. Actually below actually. Well these games are on the same level in my opinion as like you know saying every yin has its yang. So every two good Sonic games have this bad Sonic games. These so Sonic Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 is like the yin and yang of good of perfection or let's say not perfection because I don't believe in perfection or greatness. These two Sonic games for Colors and Forces are here in terms of what you call it what you call it suckiness. It's like suckiness. So Forces down here is because level design way too much 2D. Level design way too much 2D. The physics don't work. The physics don't work that much. Classic Sonic, Green Hill, recent stages and something like that. No, like would rather have a release of the adventures of the adventure thingy Like, what? Why couldn't we have like reused stages from the adventure games or the modern games than the classic games? But moving on from that, um, main reason why it's more of like a straight line compared to these. But these two, the main reason why these two are on the list anyway, because they're way too easy, and also they're not really that good. Sonic Origins, I'd say it's going. I'm gonna I'm actually gonna make a new one. I'm gonna see. Let me see. No, I can't. Um. Whoops. I've already made too much. Anyways. Okay. Okay. Sonic Origins is on the useless tier because there's no point in getting it if you've got like a PC or something like that, or no other home for like. But this is for me, not for you. For me, Sonic Origins is pretty much useless because of the ROM hacks. There are literal ROM hacks that there are literal ROM hacks that literally does the same thing. Sonic Delta, Sonic Classic Heroes, for example. No, mine is like that's having a Sonic 3. Oh yeah, and also let's take a out of the equation. Let's talk about Sonic 1 Absolute, Sonic 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. What should you call it? Sonic 2, Forever, and Sonic 2, 3, Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. Those fan ports or games, right? Yeah, fan ports to games, um, are pretty much what you call it. Are pretty much pretty much just make Sonic Origins useless. And I didn't even buy this game. You want to know hear a joke? I'm waiting for this. Waiting for this game to actually um to go on sale. Like make the game like for £10 something like that. That's more worth it to me. Moving on. Oh, what's this game here? Frontiers. From what I've played in the game, like thinking of a better opinion. Again, this has moved a bit down from A to B, B minus, B minus. Actually, I want to make B minus. The only thing that's carrying this Sonic game is the open world, and that's it. The cyberspace levels are pretty much lazy, literally lazy. They literally just like plagiarize themselves. I am not buying. Also, not buying this game because because it's only missing two things really, momentum and originality. Like for the cyberspace levels, obviously, and also a way for you to spin dash in 3D as well. But yeah, this is my Sonic tier list. My definitive Sonic tier list actually, and yeah. Also, I've made the Discord chat server. You can join if you want. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Stay fresh. Also, I'm not talking about these games because I haven't played these games before. So yeah, stay fresh.